welcome to CRPS. Ah, my goodness, I can't get this right today. Welcome to CRPS Diaries. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I said in my last video that I would give you an update when I had my first follow-up with the surgeon after my two surgeries, the Haglunds Deformity surgery and the toe refusion. So the good news is, so far they're healing as they should. The hard news is that I still have to be completely non-weight bearing on my right foot for at least another 4 weeks. I might have been able to start trying to bear some weight at another 2 weeks, but because of my toe fusion, there's one screw holding everything in place and he doesn't want to compromise that, so I've got to wait another 4 weeks. So in total 6 weeks before they even consider letting me try to bear weight. Whew, it's so hard, guys. One thing I did ask the surgeon, because I had such a hard time making that decision whether I was going to go through with the Haglunds surgery, because it's so difficult. It involves cutting the Achilles tendon in half, removing it from the bone spur, cutting off the bone spur, and then sewing everything back together. Very, very long recovery, like a year, maybe even a year and a half recovery. I had the worst time making that decision, but because I have a surgeon who knows it well and it's his favorite surgery to do, and I had been wanting it done for years because it caused issues, I decided to go through with it. And then so I asked the surgeon in my follow-up, like, how was it in there? And to my surprise, I found out that my Achilles tendon was actually damaged from the bone spur, from the Haglunds Deformity. So it helped me, because now I know I made the right choice, even though it's been very, very hard. Like these two surgeries have been the hardest, the top two of the hardest, most difficult surgeries I've ever had to deal with. The harder part being that I can't walk on it at all. And as you know, I have CRPS in my left foot, and my right foot is what I can't walk on. So any transfers that I make, I have to stand on my CRPS foot. Like if I'm transferring from the wheelchair to the bed, or the wheelchair to another chair, or to the shower or whatever, I have to stand on my CRPS foot. I'm in this wheelchair because of my CRPS foot to begin with. So it's so hard and exhausting. It has literally knocked me off my feet, literally and figuratively. But I'm glad to know that I did make the right choice, that my tendon was already damaged. And my husband asked the surgeon if I would have needed it in the future if I hadn't done it now, and he said most definitely. So that also helped me, knowing I made the right decision, because the older you get, the harder this is to recover from. And like, I'm already 54. If I had to get it done in my 70s, oh my gosh, like I'm already struggling, because having to lean on everything all the time. When I transfer, it's affected my shoulders. Like I have rheumatoid and I have osteoarthritis and lupus too, so it's affected my shoulders and my wrists and my elbows and my hips. Like right now, like for the first 2 weeks, I was in a half cast, where they put the cast on top of my leg and foot to hold my toe in a pointed position, because this is how the Achilles has to heal, and then slowly over time they move it back up. That was horrible, that thing. It hurt so bad on the surgery areas, with the nerve pain and everything that goes with the Haglunds surgery. And now I'm in an air cast, which is an old one. I'm going to be getting a new one that's actually made for Achilles tendon surgeries. It's called a Vacoped Achilles tendon boot. Not cheap, but it's going to be helpful, because right now I'm in an old air cast, and I have 4 wedges in my heel, so my foot is still like this. Whew, it's heavy, like really heavy, and it's throwing my gait off, because my left leg is already, without any of this going on, my left leg is already significantly shorter than my right leg. And now my right leg has 4 lifts in it. So it's throwing off everything, my hips and my back. And I will show you this. I do have what's called an even up. You put it on your shoe. I can take it off, you know, if I wanted to. You put it on your shoe and it raises, you know, your foot up to match a regular boot. Helps a bit, but this isn't regular because I have 4 lifts in the boot. So, yeah, it just throws your whole body off, and everything is exhausting. Like, I've slept more with this surgery at first, and I just, yeah, everything's an effort. For the first 2 weeks, I had to shower with my leg hanging out of the shower because I only had the half cast on. It was too painful to get a cast cover on. Now I can at least shower with the air cast off, which is nice. It makes it a little bit easier. But it's just getting it on, getting it off, and getting it to fit right so it doesn't hurt me more, and it's heavy, and I'm looking forward to the new air cast coming, but I've also heard it's heavy. I've heard it's comfortable, but I've heard it's heavy. So you can imagine if you've had your Achilles tendon cut and you've had incisions in 2 different places and your toe broken, you've got a heavy boot you've got to put on your foot and carry around. Oh, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard, really hard. And this recovery, particularly for the Achilles, the Haglunds surgery, is a year to a year and a half. And the surgeon said if I hadn't had the toe surgery, I could, in the next 2 weeks, try to start bearing weight. But because of the toe surgery, there's only 1 screw in there holding everything together, and he doesn't want to compromise that. So I have to wait for another month, which will put me at 6 weeks before I even think about trying to walk. And then when I do bear weight, it'll be assisted, and it'll be like little bits at a time, because it hurts. Like, I mean, when your heel's been like this, your foot, for like 6 weeks, and you've got to cut Achilles and all that, it's not going to be easy. And I can't walk on my toe because it's fused. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, it's good to know that I'd made the right choice with my Achilles. It's good to know that things are healing as they should. And there was some joking / seriousness going on about me taking out my own stitches. I had nurses that don't know me. That usually I go there and all the nurses know me and they know I do this, take out my own stitches. But these ones didn't, and they're like, well, we don't advise it. And then the surgeon, when he came in to see me, he's like, you took out your own stitches in your heel? Like, how did you get them out? And then he looked at my husband and said, were you her partner in crime? Which he was, to some degree. He helped pull out a couple of them, and he held the light for me, and, you know, just wherever he could help. But I mostly pulled them out on my own. Wasn't fun, but when I do it at home on my own, I have numbing cream, and it helps significantly with the pain, whereas at the clinic, they don't offer that. And also with my heel, I would have had to lay on my stomach to get the stitches out, and I have a urostomy, so laying on my stomach's not a good plan. I had to make sure they understood that when I had the surgery, because I had to be on my stomach for the heel part of the surgery as well. So anyway, I'm still in a lot of pain. My foot is extremely swollen today. It's more swollen today than I've seen it in a while. It's also really hurting. I probably need to put it up. So yeah, I see the doctor on April 11th again, surgeon, and then I'll know if I can start bearing weight then or not, and how much, and I'll give you an update then. I also promised some footage of my follow-up appointment, which I do have. I've kept faces out of it, but you can see a little bit of what they did, and I'll post that as well. Losing my voice now. Sorry. So This is already longer than I want it to be, so I'll say there is hope. Hope is a good thing, and I'll see you in the next one. It's March 14th today, and I'm at my first follow-up from my Haglunds surgery and my toe refusion, just waiting for an x-ray. Got my husband who's got his hand up. I didn't put you in, just your hand. Doesn't want to be videoed. And x-rays back here. So then I'll be back at the clinic and getting my cast off. I'll record more then. No. Oh, my foot's starting to move involuntarily.
Yeah, that happens.
Everything's all cleaned up and everything already too. My 2-week follow-up. This is my foot at 2 weeks and 4 days after surgery. My toe is moving and my foot's moving involuntarily. And this is my heel. Don't know if I can get a clear shot. So I'll be seeing the doctor anytime, I guess, now.
So that,
okay.
yeah, I'm going to do it all for you. So then it's done. You won't have to do it again.
Okay.
Like, you won't have to